As we discussed in the morning, in this world everybody, all the living beings are suffering with this mental pressure. All the minds experience this, not when you suffer, but each and every moment. Not when you feel annoyed, not when you feel fear, not when you feel stress, anxiety, depression, but this mental suffering exists throughout the time you live. Do you understand that? Fear, grief, anger are time. Sometimes it appears, sometimes sometimes you are happy, sometimes you are sad. This is the iceberg, the top part. Sometimes you feel stress, sometimes you are okay. Sometimes you feel anxiety, anxious, sometimes you are okay. So I am not talking about that. I am talking about that you can't stay at one place without doing anything. You can't staring at, let's say you can't stay in front of that wall for 1 hour. Looking at that wall, you can't stay there for 1 hour because you always feel what? Mental vexation, to look somewhere, to check what happens other side. You always feel the void. You always feel the pressure that appears in the mind. That's why you take your phone, you check your notification, you do many activities because of to compensate, to get rid of that burning sensation that you experience in your mind, but you don't feel it as a burning sensation, you feel that's your normal life. This is a tragedy, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody has it, everybody feels this is normal. You got it? This is the mental pressure that Buddha has actually found solution, not for these things. These things you can find solution from psychologists, psychiatrists. You can find some temporary solution like Panadols, paracetamol for headache. Calming down your mind, doing breathing meditation or something, counting from 1 to 10 and 10 to 1 will give you a temporary relief for these sudden spikes, but root cause is still there. The Buddhism is not, the Buddha didn't explain something as a temporary relief, ladies and gentlemen. Buddha has explained how to get rid of this big iceberg, how to eradicate, how to extinguish this suffering. If you don't feel that suffering, ladies and gentlemen, then you are done. You don't have to do many things. You will eat for the purpose, you will do everything for the purpose. I can attest you that you won't need that much of battery life in your phone if you get rid of this pressure. You know, you need battery life, right? Extended battery life. Why? You won't waste that much of energy. Your electricity bill will be reduced like 75%, can be reduced if you get rid of this. You open your fridge time to time, no purpose. You don't take anything, just open and go. When you go near the kitchen, like when you come to the kitchen, you open the fridge and go. You don't take anything, just open the fridge and see, things, okay. Everybody is burning. Nobody has a solution for this. The funny thing, ladies and gentlemen, people eat not for the purpose. That's why I told you. Today we have a determination, we resolve ourselves, we make a resolve for ourselves that today we eat for purpose, not to indulge in pleasure. But one good lady came to me and said, okay, Swami Bhante, I felt I felt pleasure, what should I do? I said, no, you can feel it, but when you make a resolve that you won't go after that, now you know that today you are not going, you are taking this foot not to not to run after pleasure, but to have something to keep the boat float. Now you won't run after it, you will feel the pleasure. You can't stop it because all the causes are there, so you will feel it. You can't stop indulging pleasure, you can't stop experiencing pleasure, but you can stop indulging pleasure, you can stop running after the pleasure, because you know today you are not eating for pleasure. It's a filter that I put into your mind, ladies and gentlemen, at the beginning. A filter, guideline. We have to realize, ladies and gentlemen, this is not an easy task to get rid of this. It's a journey, it's a path, but first we need to understand how this appears in your mind. When you realize this, ladies and gentlemen, when you go deeper and deeper and deeper in understanding, your life will be very relieved, very relaxed. That doesn't mean that you won't stop all these your activities. You can do all the things without any pressure. That's why I said to you, sir, that you don't have to stop anything. You just have to change the pressure. You just have to change the realization. You just have to come to realization, then you can perform all these activities without any pressure. Ladies and gentlemen, this mental pressure is actually inhibiting the efficiency of your work. It blocks, it hinders, it always blocks the efficiency of anything that you do. It's a noise. That's why once you become an enlightened person or Arahatun Wahanse, then you can work socks off. You can work to the fingers, to the bone, you can work like a machine. Actually, you are a machine then. Your efficiency goes higher and higher and higher. You can do many activities without any pressure. At the moment, you can't do anything because of the pressure. You can't read one thing, you can do one thing. You can't do one thing because you always want to check the other thing. You can't enjoy a YouTube video because you are looking at the suggestions. You are thinking about what's next. You are trying to make sure that next video is also ready while looking at this video. So you can't enjoy. You can't enjoy the life, ladies and gentlemen, because of this guy. Here's the deal. Now tell me. If we want to find out, if we want to see Santa Claus, would you be able to see him? Let's say you want to see Santa Claus, the real one. Would you be able to see him? Santa Claus? Real one? Where? Is Santa Claus is real or is a concept? Concept, excellent. So if you are looking after, if you are running after, if you are thinking of, if let's say you think of, I want to see Santa Claus, what will happen to your mind? Now you are searching for Santa Claus. Now the question is there a Santa Claus? Is there a Santa Claus? No. You are searching for Santa Claus. Would you be able to find out Santa Claus? No. Would you be able to complete your searching? Why? Santa Claus doesn't exist. In that case, when you search for something, your mind is under relief or fixed? What is the state of your mind? When you are searching for something, are you relieved or relaxed or under stress, under pressure? Your mind is under pressure in search of something that, if it is something doesn't exist, if you search for that, would you be able to find it? No. Then your mind will be at pressure all the time, isn't it? Because now mind is searching for something that doesn't exist. Got it? Yeah. Actually, ladies and gentlemen, your mind is searching for something that doesn't exist. But it looks like it exists. That's why you are searching for it. What are you searching for it? Let's see. Coming soon. You are searching for something, ladies and gentlemen. Since you were born, you are searching for it. But you feel it, but it is not there. That's why you search again. As a result of that, that is why you always feel this vexation, pressure, stress, because it's not there, but you believe it's there. Then you search. You're looking for it. Are you ready to understand this? Have you all done good merits today? Good deeds? Good activities? Are you comfortably seated, and are you engaged and ready to understand this? This is the theory of everything, ladies and gentlemen. Ready? Okay. Let's see whether I can do something, like I can go to whether I can go to that extent that I wanted to explain to you. Let's see, because it depends on the merits that the audience. It depends on the audience. So, ladies and gentlemen, in your day-to-day life, you have given names. What is this? What is this? What is this? What is this? Orange. Do you understand that? Orange, apple, clock, candle. When you say orange, apple is not orange, isn't it? Apple is an apple, orange is an orange. Clock is a clock, and candle is a candle. That means clock is not an apple, apple is not a clock. An orange is not an apple is not an orange. Orange is an orange, apple is an apple. This is separated entity, this is separated entity. Separated, unique entity. You have given the name for this unique entity as an orange, this unique entity as an apple, this unique entity as a clock. Agree? Have you seen water vapor? Can you see water vapors? Few. And when they get aggregated, you can see what? Cloud, right? This water vapor get aggregated and created what? Cloud, right? This water vapor get aggregated and created an entity called what? Cloud, right? Now I want you to give 1000% attention. Is there a cloud or still water vapors? Is there a cloud there or still water vapors but densely aggregated exist there? Why are you laughing now? But when you say a cloud, that's a cloud, you don't feel it's the same thing as water vapors, but you feel it's a different entity. You have a feeling that it's a different entity. Even though you feel it as a different entity, reality here there's no entity. Actually still an aggregation of water vapors, densely packed water vapors. If this aggregation level is too high, when this aggregation level is getting higher and higher, it will become what? Rain. So, is there a rain in the rain or still water vapors are there? Or you can say water molecules. Still water molecules, but packing arrangement is now tightly packed. You can say it's a liquid, but is there a liquid or still that aggregation?
They are aggregated but generate a liquid. Yeah?
Is it generated the liquid or still the water molecules are there? Ladies and gentlemen, liquid is not a liquid. It's because of the bonds, because of the interaction bonds, the bonds between molecules, it holds together. But still, molecules are molecules, they are there. And when you cool down this, you can see ice. Ice is also what? Is there an ice in ice or still densely aggregated packed water molecules are there? Ladies and gentlemen, there is a characteristic here. When aggregation creates an effect, the cloud is the name that you have given to that effect, but what actually here is the same water molecules. It didn't create a completely new thing. If you go closer and closer and closer in the cloud, you will find still what? water molecules. You get it? If that is the case, nothing in here is other than water molecules. Everywhere you can see what? Water molecules, water molecules, water molecules, water molecules. Even though closely packed, they are water molecules. In ice also, water molecules. In a cloud also, what? Water molecules. Now tell me, is there a different types of entities exist here? Or it looks like an entity, but it is not an entity. It looks like an entity, it's not an entity. Entity means, ladies and gentlemen, a completely different to the causes. Cloud is an entity, that means it's different entity. That's why you have given an identity. You need identity because you know it's an entity. That's why you have identity card, because you are a separate entity. You are a separate entity, you are a separate entity, you are a separate entity. That's what you feel. But in reality, is.
So, am I a densely packed human calling myself an entity that is made up of
energy.
energy?
You got the gist. This is an illusion matter, sir. This is the illusion. We'll explain. We'll go slowly to the deeper. You might feel like tumbling down the rabbit hole like in Alice in Wonderland. When you give a name, you always given a name to an entity, something made, something done, something fixed, something completed, something created, something generated. Completed, done, finished, product. See, all these words have a feeling of what? Done, end, created. Correct? So the name that you have given, the cloud is, you feel what? That's a cloud. Cloud means what? A cloud. It's done, it's there, it's completed, it's entity, it's an entity. It's a separate, unique thing other than the water molecules. But in reality, no, still densely packed, aggregated water molecules are there. At the same time, ladies and gentlemen, water and ice, okay, you can see the same experience. Same water molecules exist, but the packing arrangement is closely packed. Agree? If that is the case, how about water molecules? Water molecules? Hydrogen is hydrogen, oxygen is oxygen, and hydrogen is hydrogen, isn't it? No. Hydrogen is electrons, protons, neutrons, electrons, protons, neutrons are not there. Sorry, protons are not there. Electrons, protons, neutrons, electrons, protons. So, neutrons. You can go through all the elements in the periodic table, you won't find an element that is an element. Because all the elements are made out of what? Actually, you can't say all the electrons are made out of electrons, protons, neutrons, because all the elements are not made out of. They are electrons, protons, neutrons aggregation. Ladies and gentlemen, this is an aggregation. There's no entity. Even though we felt as an entity, but reality is not an entity. You feel as an entity. You can't come out of that, because even though I say hydrogen, yes, hydrogen, I know. Because from your bottom of your heart you feel it's an entity, but in reality there's no entity. You got it? Huh? Ladies and gentlemen, this electron is also not an entity. This is the aggregation of energy. Which you can't perceive, which you can't create, which you can't destroy, which you can't see, which you can't imagine. Can you draw energy? Can you imagine energy? Can you catch energy? Can you kill energy? Can you create energy? Can you destroy energy? No. Can you? No. Can you see God? Can you create God? Can you destroy God? Can you imagine God? Can you draw a picture of the God? Almighty God. No, right? Interessante? Something similar? They are talking about the same thing. We all are children of God. We all are made out of energy. Not made out of energy. We are energy bunches, aggregations. Do like this? Okay, do like this. Do like this. Actually, when you do like this, when you do like this, when you do like this, is it you, or is it this energy aggregation is moving here and there? The energy aggregation is, these cells are what? Cells or energy aggregation? That's why in the Bible it says, it's not I, the Father within me who does this work. It's not I, the Father within me who does this work. Father means the energy. I don't know whether when you read it, you don't find it. You have to go through the science. Even scientists can't understand this. I have done 35 years, I did my PhD in biochemistry and biophysics. After 35 years, when I listened to these talks, then I realized that all the elements in the periodic table are made out of same thing. There's only one element in the periodic table. The Pope's motto is, in the one we are one. In the one we all are one. Because there's only one thing, that's energy. I'm not talking about the Bible, I'm talking about the reality. You need to understand this, ladies and gentlemen. I haven't explained anything yet. This is just the beginning. Aggregation means collection, aggregation, closely arranging, coming together, come closer, packing together of this energy aggregation. When this energy get aggregated, it's showing something entity, looks like an entity, but it is not an entity, still that energy is there. That's why when you break the atom, you can take out energy. That's why you can do nuclear reactions. So, you don't have to go through this energy, but you just need to realize this. All these things are actually same thing. Now tell me, what is this? What is this? What is this? What is this? What is this in the middle? What is this in the middle? What is this in the middle? What is it here? What is there? My dear ladies and gentlemen, what happened to you? Just a moment ago, you said this is orange, and I can see it's an orange. Bhante, this is a separate entity. This is a separate entity. But when you closer and when you inspect it closely and closely, this is not an entity. This is an aggregation. This is the first thing that we learn in the science. The matter is discrete. Remember, grade 6, the elementary science class. 3 states of matter: liquid, gas, solid, and matter is discrete. Dalton once said, I found the God's particle, I found the particle that cannot be broken. And Rutherford said, my dear son, you are wrong. Because of that gold plate experiment, he explained, no, through atoms you can bombard electrons, you can move electrons through atoms, then it shouldn't be something. See, even scientists are in search of what? What is the smallest thing? Shall I tell you a secret? You won't find the smallest thing, because everything are made out of what? Just energy aggregation. Energy can't be, it's not an entity. You understand this? Huh? This is a clump of cells. This is also a clump of cells. When you eat this, you grow hair. Right? When you eat this, also you grow hair. Not you grow hair, the hair is growing. You get hair. Right? When you eat this, hair comes out. This hair comes out. When you eat rice, you have hair. I don't have hair, but you have. I shave. It grows. That means whatever that you take is energy. That's why it converted to different forms. These are just the same form, ladies and gentlemen, but in the same thing in the different formations. These are formations. This is why we gave the name compound, because compound means not an entity, it's compound. It's a compound effect, it's an aggregation. That's why we call mass is mass, because mass is a gathering. Church mass is the name that you have given for a gathering. You have to read between the lines. So mass is not a mass. If you think that it's a mass, it's a mess now. It will be a mess if you think mass is a mass. But mass is not a mass, but it is an aggregation. When you say an aggregation, you don't perceive it as aggregated entity. There's no boundaries. Oh, confused, or do you understand or confused now? I just Are you feel it?
It just raises more questions though, doesn't it? So if energy can't be lost or destroyed, we're never really born and we never really die, but how do we come back and say, if you believe in reincarnation, how do those bits of energy reassemble themselves again and then experience, I don't know.
Shall I tell you a clue? Reincarnation is valid when you are ignorant. When you come out from the ignorance, reincarnation won't be there. When mind is ignorant, it applies. Reincarnation is logical. But when mind comes out from the ignorance, reincarnation won't be there. That's why when you enlighten, it stops reincarnation. It's not because it stops reincarnation. There's no logic for reincarnation. There's no ground for reincarnation. Actually, reincarnation is not something that happened.
But we're all on a journey.
The water that I drink here is the same water I drank last birth.
So that means mountains, they also have energy. Mountains, they also have energy. The mountains, the rocks.
Mountains?
Yeah.
Not mountains. All mass, matter is an aggregation of energy. I'm not talking about only these matters. Matter, even in the planets and all the environment is an aggregation of energy. Not only that, ladies and gentlemen, your mind is also an aggregation of energy. We'll discuss later, if time fits. But I just want you to realize this. We are doing a contemplation, we are doing a meditation here. You are not, that's why I ask you to don't follow my words. You have to apply and you have to feel it. That's the realization. It has to go beyond your intellectual understanding. You need to feel from your heart. This is what we call wisdom. Otherwise, we learn these things in the science class. That's learning. Realization and learning is two different things. From learning, you can pass the exams, but realization, you won't write the exams. You will stop doing exams. Isn't it? Because Buddha is now he is not writing exams. We all are writing exams, again writing exams, and next life also writing exams. You have sat for the university entrance exams, this life and last life also. You did the same exam and you went to the same university. Now you are proving that you are wrong. If Einstein comes now, he will explain something again and say, see, Einstein is wrong. Now he is the same. This is what exactly going to happen. Ladies and gentlemen, now tell me. I'm not talking about the way you feel. Leave it for you. The way you feel is always wrong. You felt it as an entity. That's why you gave an identity. But what I am telling you is, there's no entity here, but still aggregation of energy packed in a different way. That's why we can see in orange color. And here, the same energy packed in a different way, that's why we can see as an apple. But what exists here is same. The Bhagavad Gita, it says, 𝗗𝗃𝗁 𝗬𝗃 𝗃𝗃 𝗂𝗃 tu 𝗔𝗃𝗂𝗃𝗁. 𝗔𝗃𝗂𝗃𝗁 means one world, one family. The fool says, this belongs to him, that belongs to me, this belongs to others. And the wise says, one world, one family. One world, one family means like free energy. Now, do you understand now? Aggregation looks like an entity, but there's no entity, it looks like an entity, still that aggregated energy is there. Do you understand that? Now I'm going to go step forward. Ready? Actually, ladies and gentlemen, this aggregated energy is also not aggregated. It's in dynamic equilibrium. Dynamic equilibrium. That means it looks like something, but you can't say changing. Energy, free energy comes in, aggregate energy goes out. This is not the same thing, it's maintaining that. It looks like the same thing, but it's not the same thing because it's always in motion, in production. Don't worry, I'll explain. This world is made out of two types of energy, not two types of energy. One is aggregated, the other one is free energy. Free energy comes in means like aggregate, and the aggregated energy goes to the free energy. It's not it's not something done, always in production. Do you understand this? Remember I told you, all are made out of what? Energy aggregated. So these entities, like it looks like entity, these things that you can see, you feel that as an what? Entity. But they are just aggregation of energy. But when I say aggregation of energy, you feel that aggregation is being done. So this is something completed, something made, something completed, something fixed, something end, product. But I am telling you, ladies and gentlemen, this is not a product, this is always being. You can't see it. Electron, let's say in electron, the aggregation is always maintaining the level of aggregation, but always not the same energy because energy flows in, flows out.
So that's a glitch, like a glitch that is not there. And
you can't say it's there, you can't say it's not there then.
That's right, you're talking.
Looks like this. Yeah, come on. Can you see it? Can you see this? This is what we call dynamic equilibrium, because energy is not
passive.
it's always being in production. Now this is going very deep, right? Last time I didn't explain this much of thing. Those who came to the last time sermons. Every day we go deeper and deeper and deeper. So I explain these things deeper and deeper, deeper. So actually, ladies and gentlemen, it's like this, but it's not the same thing. It's always in production. Do you understand that? Energy goes in and energy comes out. That means the free energy and aggregate energy, there's an equilibrium always. This is what we call dynamic equilibrium. When you say dynamic equilibrium, what is the meaning of dynamic equilibrium? So best explanation is, let's say you have 5 fish in this side of the tank, and there are 5 fish in the other side of the tank. When one fish, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When one fish travels this side, the other fish, one fish from this side comes this side. So all the time it maintains what? 5 fish, right? But is it the same fish, or like same number of fish is there, but are these the same fish exist here, or it maintains? Likewise, the level of aggregation is maintained, but that is not fixed. It is always in production. Remember, in chemistry we write like this: A plus B what do you call them? Dynamic equilibrium, right? Ka and Kb. This is dynamic equilibrium. Electron is not an electron. It's an aggregation of energy, but not aggregated. The energy always what? Changing. Ladies and gentlemen, can you say change? The name change. Because change comes with, when you say change, right, you have a feeling this change to that. But in this way you can't say this, because this never become this. Do you understand this? I'm tired of explaining this. This never became this, because this is. Continuation means not something continuing, but it's a process, but that process, because of the process, it looks like one thing. Do you understand that? Because of the equilibrium, it looks like something is there. But is it the same thing or different thing? You can't say different thing, you can't say same thing. See? This is where the duality happens, ladies and gentlemen. Between the duality, you need to find the reality. This is what explains in Taoism. This is how they explain in Taoism. Taoism, in the 𝗘𝗏𝗁, there's a book called 𝗘𝗏𝗁. In that book you will find these things. When you have to go through the book. You have to read. You can't read and understand, you have to first realize and then read. Then you will learn, this is what he means. Energy is not fixed. It's always in motion, in flow, always in production. Nothing is fixed in this world. Nothing has ever created. That's why we call nothing, because it's no thing. Nothing means not nothing. Energy is there. But no thing. Thing means what? Entity. Fixedness is not there. That's why you always put these flowers dipped in water. Why? The flower hasn't finished. It's flowering. I will tell it in English. Pippi pippi tiyena. I explain in Sinhala. Pippi pippi. It's flowering, it's budding, it's always in production. Ladies and gentlemen, the best example for this is water fountain. Can you say water fountain is there? There is a water fountain. Which water fountain is there? Right now, is it a water fountain or still in production? You can't say this water fountain is this water fountain is this water fountain is this water fountain. It's not a water fountain. Water fountain is always a manifestation because of the process. A manifestation. Do you understand this manifestation? Manifestation means what? It looks like something, but it's not a thing. I don't know, ladies and gentlemen, you just have to realize this. You will feel it. I wish. This is awareness meditation. Is there a flame? What is this? Is there a flame? Is there a flame? What happened to the flame? Is there a flame? Is there a flame? Is there a flame? See, flame came from the inside, right? See? When I switch off it, what happened? It goes in. So it's there inside, right? Is it something like that, or is it changing then? Is it changing? No, ladies and gentlemen, you can't say changing. Is it the same flame now? Is it a different flame now then? Which moment is changing? Which moment is the moment? Ladies and gentlemen, when you closely look into this, you will find there's no time. Time is an illusion that created in the mind because of the ignorance in the mind. We'll discuss whether we don't have to, I don't like to discuss this, I want you to feel it. How long is there a flame? How long? For how long there was a flame? There is a flame. This moment. Which moment? Ladies and gentlemen, you can't say there's a fixed flame, because flame is a process. There's a always energy rearranging process happens. As a result of that, a manifestation of flame is there. But it looks like one thing, but it is not one thing. Do you understand that? Remember that energy electron? It looks like one, but it is not the one. But because of the process, it looks like one. You look like Mr. Saman. You are exactly like Saman. That means you are Saman. No, you are not Saman, because why? You looks like Saman. Looks like means it's not the same. Likewise, ladies and gentlemen, looks like one thing, but it's not one thing. See, I am going to light up a flame. Can you see a flame now? See, that flame is dancing. Flame dance, right? The flame dance. This flame is dancing. So when I ask like that, you say, no. When you say flame is dancing, right? Yes. Flame is dancing. Do you understand, madam? This is not one entity. It's a manifestation, a process. Actually, we feel it as an entity, but it's not an entity because it's always in production, always manifestation, always motion, always happening, always creating, producing. Then can you say the flame is moving? Is it the same flame moves, or like there's nothing moved, isn't it? If you closely think in that way, that always in production, so you can't isolate one entity that was there. Because it's a process, it's happening, it's a process. So when I take like this, am I moving a flame, or it's just because of the whatever the causes are matching, it creates that effect. Its effecting process is happening. You understand that? If that's so, dynamic equilibrium means, is it the same thing? Remember, is it the same thing? No. Is it a different thing? No. Same and different, it's not logical here, because why? Dynamic equilibrium, it's always in production. Being, it's being. It's not be, being. That's why we call us as human beings. Happy? Now, ladies and gentlemen, we learn in the atom, electrons are moving around the atom, right? Is the same electron? Is there a same electron moves around the atom? It's a cloud. That means an aggregation of energy. Is it the same energy, or it's a wave? It looks like a wave, ladies and gentlemen. It's not a matter. It's not entity. This is always in production. This is always motion. This is always. You can't say this electron is moving here and going here, because not a split second. You can't freeze. That is an electron. Do you perceive it, or do you feel it, or you are just listening to a story? I don't know whether you feel it, ladies and gentlemen, because your mind, I can't see your mind. I can see your faces, but the thing is, if you are like this, then I know, you didn't get at all anything.
Can you understand it without feeling it?
You can understand, but when you apply that,
because I think I know what's the cause of mental pressure based on what you've just told us. We feel we are separate from something, and we're always striving to get to that something. And the realization is we are part of that something, and we've always been part of that something, and it's always changing.
it's not changing. We never become one. We never became a person like entity. We are searching for an entity. Because your mind is trusting, you have a trust that entities are there.
All the time we are trying to understand the word, defining that this is an orange. All the time I'm
forcing yourself to keep it like.
To realize that this is this.
This is this, that is that. You're searching for that.
Losing all my energy, creating this.
You know that experience itself is also not fixed. That's the fallacy. When you look at this orange, you can't look at the same orange because this is oranging. At the same time, your perception is also perceptioning.
Yeah, because also, for example, that color doesn't exist. It's because of my eyes that perceive only one part of the light. That color doesn't exist.
Where were you? In order to understand this, you need to have a lot of meditation. Color is something that created in the mind.
Yeah.
Not created, creating. That is also like this.
All the time we are.
No wonder I'm tired all the time. No wonder I'm tired all the time. The mind says things.
Your mind is trying to catch an entity.
And always to make sense, yeah? So, for that reason we try to, what you say, the easy question is always the one that we want, because we don't need to take energy looking for another solution. Because we are perceiving the world and trying to make sense of everything.
Because now you are sensing so many different things. You think now this is this different, this is different, that is different, that is different. Now you are searching for those differences. Actually, there's no difference at all. You can't say different entities. You can't say same entity. Because why? Nothing is fixed. Nothing is done. Nothing has been ever created. Like this flame, always flaming. Always in motion, not motion, always in production, always in, you can't say changing, always in production, always happening, always creating, always originating, dependently originating. It's a manifestation, ladies and gentlemen. It's like, your mind is also looks the same like this flame. Is there a flame or not?
Both.
You can't say like that. You can't say there's a flame, there's no flame. But there's a process that generates a manifestation of flame. Manifestation of flame doesn't mean there's a flame. It's manifestation means always in production. That means That is the quality Buddha has explained as dukkha. Buddha didn't explain about suffering, ladies and gentlemen. The Buddha's books, Buddha's textbooks, you have this anicca, dukkha, anatta. The dukkha characteristic means this: looks like one, but not a one. Looks like an entity, but not an entity. Feels like an entity, but not an entity. The delusive nature of this experience. I didn't say nothing is here, right? I explained that the energy aggregation process is happening. It's not a product, it's always in production. See the electricity, is it a product or is it still under production? Huh? If they have created something, so let's say if they stop producing rotating the dynamo, will there be light or it will go off? Go off. Why? Because there is no electricity as an entity. Electricity is always what? In production. You can't say we have created electricity. Now tell me, ladies and gentlemen, if this electron is like this, how about the bunch of electrons? If one electron is like that, how about the bunch of electrons? Same. How about this then? What is this? Aggregation of electrons, right? Is it the same thing or a different thing, or you can't say both? But can you see the same thing? Can you see the same thing? No, ladies and gentlemen, you can't see same thing. I'll explain that. But first you need to understand that this is an aggregation of energy, it's always in production. Nothing has ever created. Nothing is created, nothing is done, nothing is finished, completed. Do you agree with that so far? Now what do you think? This explains why I am always happy. Because now my job is always realization of this. I don't have to spend time on cooking, I don't have to spend time on anything, I just preach, discuss, listen, realize, contemplate and live with this. Can you see the wave? There's a wave, right? Can you see there's something is moving? Now tell me what moves? What moves? Which one moves? What is moving here? Ladies and gentlemen, nothing moves. If you closely look at this, nothing moves. It's not visual effects. The way we feel is like something is moving. But nothing moves here. Nothing moves. Aggregation, 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 releasing, 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 releasing. It's the same thing like this. Aggregate, release, 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 release. We feel that say one thing is moving like this. Nothing moved. And the molecules, the motion of the molecules, if you can see the motions of the molecules like this. Actually, it's an effect. Balapamak. Effect. Nothing propagates. Nothing moves. It's just effect.
So just our molecules moving.
Huh?
Our molecules just aggregate to different places.
Yeah, like aggregate, aggregate.
And we have the effect that movement.
And if that is the case, you are not walking, ladies and gentlemen. This is not the same person. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the reality. But you can live with the fallacy. Right? Thinking that you have brought something to your house, this is the same thing and it's me, it's mine and it's there and I'm eating now, it's my one and it's not yours, and we can fight against each other. And I mean, when you realize this, ladies and gentlemen, fighting for these things are just people fight each other, countries are fighting each other. All this happens because of that lack of understanding, because the stupidity is to the maximum. Nothing has ever created. If that is the case, how can we say we are moving the same thing here? No. This aggregation, it's still energy, free energy and aggregated energy. There's always flux. That's why when you apply this to high voltage, you will see electronic chronic discharge. That's people explain as aura. Aura machine? Yes, aura, yes. This is what Buddha has explained, ladies and gentlemen. Now tell me, how many years that you lived in this life? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years. Doesn't matter, ladies and gentlemen, even you lived for 120 years, you won't realize this by yourself. Because always it looks like the same thing. I can't imagine. Still, ladies and gentlemen, I didn't finish anything. This is just the beginning of this realization. This is just the beginning. I'm scratching the surface yet. This goes deeper and deeper and deeper. When you realize this more and more, you don't need drugs to be happy. This is the drug. to be happy. Because you stop searching for entity. When you stop searching for entity, then rest in peace manifests in the mind. Now you can rest like this. Otherwise, you are in a quest, not in a rest.
So you decide when you want to create identity.
Your mind is always vexed to create an identity, because mind has a strong belief, no, there should be one. There should be something. What is that thing? Now tell me, are you enjoying this? You get it, right? Ladies and gentlemen, this physical world, everything that you can see, they are not the same thing that you have seen since you came here. Because it's always in what? In a process, in a production, in motion, in flux. It's not the same entity. You can't say it's not the same entity, because there's no entity, because all are just energy cloud, just aggregation.
It's a construction.
It's a construct. Matrix. Have you seen the matrix now? So I'm crack open the matrix. Looks like Morpheus, right? Bald head. So, ladies and gentlemen, then now think about this. Nothing is ever fixed. Nothing has ever created, done. If that is the case, when you buy something from a shop and you bring it to your house and you keep it there, you think you kept the same thing that you brought from the shop, right? Is it the same thing? Hiya. But looks like same thing. Because of that, your mind gets deceived and you think, oh, I created an entity. This is, it's mine. It's my one. If that is the case, how about your better halves? Other halves? Better halves? Your apple of your eyes? That apple is not apple, it's appling. When you realize this, ladies and gentlemen, you are not looking to get married, because you know that you can't marry. This is being. You can't say this is, because even that words are. When we refer to this, means like you referring to something, but no, there's no thing here. Now, this is the funny thing. Why this energy aggregated like this? Why? Why there's a clumps? Why there are clouds? Why there are aggregations? So they can be free and free and free and free. Why they are like this? Why this energy is like aggregated? Why they can't be free without any form, without any shape, without any color, without any taste, without any odor, without any experience? Ladies and gentlemen, there's an attraction force that keeps this energy like that. All these molecules are bonded, and that bonds are also not done, that bonds are also being. That's why we can peel it. Why? If that bonds are done, can you peel this? Huh? If bonds are done, we can check whether bonds are done. If our devotee organizers are allowing me to drop this, right, I can prove to you that these bonds are now never done. It's being, because why? When I drop this, it will break. Break means whatever the bonds that it is there, it's holding, like forcing, keeping them together. Is it something done, or it's always in production? Attraction force is the driving force of this aggregation. Do you understand that? Attraction force. There's an attraction force. Energy is being held together. But it can't stay there because of the dynamic equilibrium. You can't say it's one thing, but it looks like one thing. Then whatever the attraction force, this attraction force is keeping this energy what? Together. Can it keep that energy, or it always in dynamic equilibrium? It's always dynamic equilibrium, but it's always in dynamic equilibrium, but the attraction for always trying to keep it. You understand that?
Do you think we can play with the attraction force?
Who is the creator of this attraction force? Us. Minds.
Because we are creating with our mind, perceive the object.
No. In the mind, we have this attachment. Attachment creates the attraction force. Attachment means what? What do you mean by attachment? Desire. Attachment means, in order to attach, you need to have two things comes together, right? Attach, sticking. See, attraction. This attraction force is keeping these energy clouds like this. Now the thing is, because of this attraction force, energy clouds are there everywhere, but nothing has ever created, nothing is ever done. Everywhere you can see just what? Energy? Things. Do you understand this? Do you feel this now? Can we say this orange is an orange? We can't say this is an orange, because why? It looks like this and flame both are what? Same characteristic. This is also in production, this is also what? In production. How about this guy? In production. All are what? Same energy, but different level of aggregation. Level of aggregation is different. The way of aggregation is different, but same energy. The energy that coming out from this candle will become an orange. An energy that comes out from this orange will become an apple. So when you touch this bottle, how about your body, the energy that trapped in the body is transferring to the bottle, the energy in the bottle come to here. Now, can we say we are living in a separated world or nothing is separated? Separated means separate entities are not there. Everywhere you can see aggregations and they are dynamic. This is why you can see this change the color and all these things, because it's not the same thing. That's why you can see the change of the color. But when we say, we don't feel it like that. We think, the orange was there, that orange is now got rotten. Same orange is there, that orange got rotten. So I cook like, let's say your mother cook a dal curry, right? Let's say mother says, I cooked a dal curry. And after some time, that dal curry got rotten or what we call? Spoiled. Is it spoiled? Is that the same dal curry is there? But we feel it as the same dal curry I cooked. Then you can see, I'm proud of my dal curry, see. If this is the case, are you, the body, is the same body or it's bodying? Is it the same person or it's always in production? Can we say, he passed away then? That person passed away? Who? Which one? Do you understand that? That electron is there or no? Is there an electron one entity or it's always in production? If that is the case, the bunch of electrons are your body. Are you the same body or always in dynamic equilibrium? Then can we say, I die, somebody passed away. That one passed away. You can't say like that. Conventionally you can say he passed away. In reality, nothing called he, entity, passed away. So ladies and gentlemen, when you understand this, don't go and tell to others because they will feel that you are crazy. Right? A person who enlightened, he won't go here and there, hey, come, you know, reality is this, reality is this, reality, I am going to sell reality. No. You came because of, we put an advertisement, but spread the flyers and all these things, people organized this, people invited me, I came here, now I explain the reality. But you have to live with convention. When you know the logic of the magic, now the magic is not anymore a magic. You know the logic. Because of that, you don't feel wow factors now. Then you will be like this. Ladies and gentlemen, you become neutral. You become neutral. Your mind comes to a neutral state. There's no excitement. There's no suppressions. There's no excitement. There's no suppressions. There's no suffering. There's no happy. You'll be like neutral.
And you need to show happiness just to connect with the rest of the people?
Yes, that's why I'm smiling.
But in reality, you don't.
I mean, reality means when I contemplate, right? Actually, this creates the happiness means like, how can I?
Accepting of
Yeah, this is like acceptance of defeat. This is acceptance of defeat. Like now, those days we say, okay, this is orange, this is apple. No, this is apple, this is orange. No, this is apple, this is orange, this is apple. No, this is orange, this is apple. Whatever, It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter this is orange or this is apple. You know, we have New Zealand milk here, right? And in Australia they have Australian milk. I'm just wondering whether cow knows that he is in Australia or he is in New Zealand. So no, there's no Australian grass or there's no New Zealand grass. All these names that we have given, ladies and gentlemen, these just fallacies. This is just no meanings.
If you go to the groceries and say, I want a selection of electrons that are round and coloured.
That's right. They will feel that, oh, you have gone crazy. Are you on drugs? They will ask like that. But that's the reality. You need to practice this. Right now you feel it because now I am keep telling this and I am awakening you. You have these sleeping Buddhas. I am awakening that sleeping Buddha by doing this action. You know, this is a guided meditation we do here. When I say thank you very much for coming, like in 10 minutes, let's say we give a break, you don't feel like that, okay, well, let's go and have a tea, where's tea? Because our mind is not trained to think in this way. Our mind is always well trained to think in the entity way. Your mind is always live with entity, your mind always searching for entity. You feel that entities are there. It's an elusive feeling. It's not something real.
Sorry, do you feel there is a loneliness pathway to be a monk?
Loneliness?
Yeah, because you are seeing the world in a different way. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no loneliness because when you realize that even though we can see each other, we haven't seen each other. In conceptual world we can see each other, but in reality we haven't seen each other. Then you don't feel lonely. You are lonely anyway. You are alone. I mean, even though can you see me? No, you can't see me. This is something you feel in your mind that you experience right now. I haven't discussed anything with the mind yet, but I just want you to first practice this. Because mind has the same characteristic of this. Ladies and gentlemen, this is in the thermodynamics. What is the third law? Third law of thermodynamics. Third law, right? Chaotic nature. Entropy. Third law, right? Yes, third law. This is entropy. Entropy means what? Random. It's like, it's not, there's no shape, there's no form, chaotic. Energy, the nature of energy is chaotic. There's no form to energy. There's no formation, fixed formation. There's no completed formation. It's chaotic. It's always in dynamic equilibrium. It's always in flux. Do you understand this? Everywhere you can see similar thing. Now tell me, this looks like an entity. It's not an entity, isn't it? This is this is a creation because of this process, isn't it? The dynamic equilibrium created this kind of experience, like aggregation. It's not aggregated, aggregation. Right? This is what in the Bible referred to as the Son. Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. These are the Son. Son means what? The Father is the process, the dynamic equilibrium. This is the Son, which created the looks like an entities. Anicca dukkha anatta, that's there. Dukkha lakshanaya, dukkha characteristic, the characteristic. Dukkha characteristic. Dukkha means not suffering. Dukkha means not suffering. Dukkha means not as it is. It's opposite. The Buddha has given these names not because of suffering. When we say Buddha has explained about suffering, Buddha didn't explain about suffering. Buddha explained the reality. When you don't know the reality, that creates the mental pressure. The mental pressure is there because your mind is searching for, vexing for, in a quest to experience entities.
And giving values to entities.
And then you give value to entities. Because after you, it goes, ladies and gentlemen, this process never ends in entity. This mind is now giving values to the entity. It's going like so many levels of craziness. Now think about people some people are so careful, so worried about brands. Yeah. That's top level craziness. I don't know whether you are focusing on that. I'm not insulting you. Because I love that brand. I don't like that brand, this brand. But the same company produced both. And the same production line, just the seal. That's why we have Gucci bag in Pita market in Colombo. Right? $1 shop also have a Gucci bag. And when you go to France, you have Gucci bag as well. Both Gucci bags are labeled as Gucci bags. But these are all creations in the mind. See, this flame looks like, nothing is happening. It's very stagnant, right? It's same thing, right? Ladies and gentlemen, it's not the same thing. You can't say there's a flame. Remember that we have learned this, what do we call? Frog's life cycle, eggs, tadpole, froglet, and frog. This. Can you see that? What is this? tadpole, right? See, you can see like tadpole. My handwriting is good, right? Ladies and gentlemen, even though we named it as egg, there's no egg here because egg is always becoming a tadpole. There's no stopover. Do you understand that? The egg is not an egg. There's no fixedness there. Stop. See, okay. It's not egg is there until you draw it. The tadpole is also not a tadpole, it's tadpoling. It's being. It's always becoming a froglet, becoming a frog. It's always. The cycle has stages, but stages are not fixed. Do you understand this? Now tell me, is there a time then? No. Time is an illusion in the mind. When mind is ignorant and mind is trying to find entities, mind creates time. That is also an entity. I'm not talking about this time. This is just, I don't know what is this. It's just what you call concept. That's why, like 3-4 days ago, this time I was sleeping. 2:30 means in Italy means 2:30 a.m. Now here 2:30 p.m. Which time is right? Right time? That's why, ladies and gentlemen, there's no fixedness in this world. Always in production. Always in production. Never done. Never finished. Never completed. Always these causes are coming together. The wax and the oxygen and the thermal energy, there's a reaction going on. The reaction actually keep generating the experience of flame. Do you understand this? Are you contemplating with me or just... No, you need to contemplate, you need to experience this. That's why, ladies and gentlemen, I mean let's take some time. After that, let's have a small break. And after that, we can practice contemplating about this. This is the meditation that Buddha has explained in those books, not breathing. This is mindful awareness meditation, not mindfulness. Mindful awareness means mind is now aware about what actually happens in reality. As a result of that, the puzzle that mind was solving get released, eased. Because mind is trying to find entities. When mind gets convinced that there's no entity there, it stops. Mind is not a crazy person. Mind is not a fool. Mind is a logical gate. It's very logical. When mind realizes there's no entity there, 100%, it stops the game. Then you are done. So you don't have to follow Elon Musk. You just have to follow the Buddha. In Chinese, there's a nice proverb: if you see the Buddha, kill him. If you see the Buddha, kill him. If you see the Buddha means, if you see Buddha as an entity, kill him. There's no person. We'll discuss this after this session, right? Let's take 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 15 minutes and have a small break and come here again.